Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of PDPMO. Please don't piss me off. My name is Richard, and today I'm going to be discussing Marvel's latest adventure, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Once again, for anybody who's new checking out the channel, I'll be going through a brief review on whether or not I like the movie, then before I get into any spoilers. So if you'd like to know without knowing too much of what's going on, please stick around, and then I will let you know when I'm about to give stuff away, so then you can bounce. For those of you who have seen some of my videos, you know I'm a huge Marvel fan. I've liked some of their stuff that few people didn't like. Check out my review of Eternals, and then I've also not really liked some of the things that were big hits. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, didn't really care for it. So we're going to dive right in, and Doctor Strange. Before I get into it, I will say Doctor Strange, the original, the first one in the MCU, I didn't enjoy it as much as most. I know some people were like, this is amazing, this is amazing. I thought it was good. I'm not saying it was a bad movie, but I just felt that just other stories that were told were a little more compelling than that. I mean, you do have the whole whitewashing thing, yet again rearing its ugly head, but, it's kind of one of those things that we just have to learn to accept that Hollywood, it takes a while to pick up on it. But yeah, Doctor Strange, the first one, it was about middle of the pack when I consider like all the Marvel movies. So I went in, again, PDPMO, with incredibly low expectations. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I really enjoyed this movie. I liked it better than the first one. It's definitely in the top half of my MCU picks. I thought the story was great. I thought their introduction of the multiverse was great. All the performances were good. Like, the villain is compelling, and I'm not going to get into it, even though you should be able to piece it together from the trailer. But still, some people didn't know who the villain was going to be in this movie, so I'm not even going to get into that until I start going into spoilers. But yeah, if you get a chance, go check it out. I actually took my wife and kids to see this at the drive-in. We did a double feature of this movie, followed by Ambulance by Michael Bay. That'll be another review later on. But yeah, so first up, Doctor Strange. So if you don't want to know anything about it, thank you so much for stopping by. Please check out Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Leave your comments about this video or what you thought about the movie. Any requests that you would like for future movies I'd like to get into, even any requests you'd like me to do for like top 10 lists, or talking about some of my favorite movies, like older movies. It doesn't necessarily need to be new ones. I just love talking about movies. So now we are going to delve into spoilers into Doctor Strange. So if you do not want to know anything, thank you for stopping by, and I will see you next time. Now, for the people who are still with me, bye people who are leaving, people who are still with me, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. If you have not seen WandaVision on Disney Plus, watch WandaVision before you see this movie. It's not that you will have no idea what's going on, because there's enough exposition in the movie to make you understand what's happening. But if you want to know why, you need to watch WandaVision. So Scarlet Witch is the big bad in this movie. And, she started bad in the MCU, let's face it. Really kicked off with Ultron. But, through the Avengers stories, she wrapped into good. But then in the series WandaVision, we see what's happened to her since Endgame. And I'm not going to give any spoilers away for WandaVision. Go watch that. I thought it was a great series, so I guess that counts as a review of WandaVision, just without spoilers. go check out WandaVision. So, I can't really go too in depth into what happens in her character arc in this movie without giving spoilers to WandaVision. So I don't want to do that. So I will tread carefully on Doctor Strange. But so we meet up with Doctor Strange, and he's having this dream where there's another version of himself, and he's trying to protect the character of America Chavez. America Chavez isn't really one of those characters that a lot of like non-comic book people would know about. She's not one of like the bigger players, you know, when you look at like the Avengers or Spider-Man, stuff like that. But she has a unique set of characteristics and traits. One of the things that she's able to do is move within the universes in the multiverse. So there is a creature that's trying to harness her power for evil, so they can move through the multiverse. So Doctor Strange eventually has to, come to the realization that he's got to try and protect this girl from evil. I don't want to get too much into spoilers. I know one of my recent reviews, I really broke down what happened in the movie. The thing with a movie on the scope of Doctor Strange is there's so much that happens that you really need to experience. Like, you need to see it because, the way it looks, the way it's filmed, you kind of need to not know too much about it. So I'm not really going to go too much into what happens during the film. I'm just going to talk about like some high points in it. And for me, the highest points have to go with the performances. Benadryl Kumquat, oh my god, like you can't. He's so good as always. Elizabeth Olsen, like, I remember back in the 90s, and you had like Full House, you had the Olsen twins, and nobody even knew there was a third one, right? Well, I mean, the people who were obsessed with the Olsen twins, maybe. Turns out the third one had the talent. Who knows? So, just wonderful. I thought she was great. I really thought she hit her mark in WandaVision. Like, just dudes and dudettes, check out WandaVision. It's great. I'm really loving the Marvel TV shows. And Doctor Strange for me was the first time that they really took what happened in one of the TV shows and incorporated it into the MCU. Typically, they've been kind of standalone. Like, if you look at the TV series that weren't on Disney Plus initially, like Punisher and Luke Cage and Iron Fist, which that was a misstep. But those were really standalones, and now you're seeing them like get pulled into the MCU, like with Daredevil showing up in the new Spider-Man, while technically not MCU because it's still that weird Marvel-Sony amalgamation. But he's getting there. And so, I mean, Jessica Jones is another one who could be moving over. So they're definitely starting to bridge the gap between the TV series and the movies. And I'm really enjoying that because there's a lot of meat in the TV series that they can really flesh out. And then going forward, you have now a new medium where you can release projects onto the smaller screen before you give it a big screen adaptation, like Oscar Isaac in Moon Knight. So it's a really nice way to bridge the two mediums and bring them together. I'm a huge fan. So the multiverse, obviously you're going to see different iterations of different people, and there's this one where we finally get to meet the Illuminati. And I'm not going to spoil who's in the Illuminati, just because it's that wow factor. If you know going in, sorry you knew. But if you don't, there's a couple of wow moments. But yeah, so it really, introduces the idea of different different personas for different superheroes. Like, I'll give you a spoiler that's not a spoiler, just to kind of prove my point. There could be an Iron Man who's not Tony Stark because of the multiverse. The only reason I'm saying that is, as the non-spoiler, there isn't a non-Tony Stark Iron Man in this movie. There's not even a Tony Stark Iron Man. There's Iron Man's not in this movie. But you can have now different characters playing different superheroes. Another tie-in is the series What If, which I have not even fully finished yet. But there's a tie-in that hits with the What If cartoon series, animated series. Sorry for you purists. But there is a lot going on in this movie. And what this movie did that I felt that the first Doctor Strange didn't do is it didn't let the visuals cloud the story. I felt that there were times in Doctor Strange, especially during the action sequences, that it was more about how it looked than what it meant, if you understand that. This movie is all about fate of the universe stuff. Like, it's really impactful. I thought they handled it really well. The music is wonderful. Wong is back. He was great. And for those of you who have been with me for a little bit, you know that I firmly believe that you cannot have a great movie without a great villain. I look at, let's just look at the MCU, right? For me, one of the best villains in any of the MCU was Killmonger from Black Panther. And Black Panther was an amazing movie because the villain was compelling. He had you could empathize with him. That's really what brought it home. And then you look at what is arguably the worst villain, which is Malekith from Thor: The Dark World. Most people agree that Thor: The Dark World is one of the worst Marvel movies. There is a correlation there. You can have a bad movie with a good villain, but you can't have a great movie with a bad villain. It just doesn't work. This one, Scarlet Witch, we have grown to like, we've grown to love, we've grown with her. Her character arc through all this, everything from like her introduction, her actual introduction, not the mid-credit stuff, but her introduction in Age of Ultron to going through what happened in Endgame and then WandaVision. We've really seen this character grow and what she's been through. And so when she gets to this point and she turns dark, we understand why. And we can empathize with her. So once again, she's a great villain. Again, I don't want to tell you what happens. Like I want to, I really do, but I don't want to tell you what happens in this movie. It's one of those movies that I just want you to check out. Let me know what you think. That way, if you spoil anything, it's on you. But yeah, just go see this movie. I don't believe it's on Disney Plus yet, but when it comes, check it out if you have Disney Plus. If not, whatever, however you're able to get a hold of it. Check out this movie. I really hope they make a third one, because if Thor has taught us anything, the third one in a trilogy could be amazing. Tip of the hat, Ragnarok. Anyway, so yeah, check out the Multiverse of Madness. I am looking forward to seeing what the creative minds in the MCU are able to do with this, because literally by introducing this multiverse, they're really capable of doing absolutely anything. So I'm hoping that they don't take that and decide what we're going to do is shit the bed. I hope they really make some great strides with these storylines, and with their first step being Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I'll say good job. Keep that coming. Keep the compelling writing, the stories, the learn from your mistakes. We don't need another Malekith. We don't need some random Kree, Yon-Rog, or we don't need generic villains. You have these great superheroes, the good guys we're supposed to cheer for. Make them go up against equally compelling villains, and you will have great movies. So that's it for now. I will undoubtedly be referencing this movie again as I go into future MCU movies, because they're all going to start intertwining in our own little multiverse here, because somehow everything is interconnected. But yeah, check it out. Huge thumbs up, stars, whatever you want to say. Great movie. Did not piss me off. Even having said that, though, I have to remember PDPMO. Even if they come up with another Doctor Strange or another multiverse movie, I have to go in and be like, don't piss me off, because you can. This movie did not. Highly recommend it. Go check it out. Click like and subscribe if you want to. Leave your comments. Let me know what you thought about the movie. Let me know about movies you want me to review, and I will get them done as quickly as I can. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for keeping the movie industry alive through this pandemic that we've had to struggle through. It's coming back. The theater experience is there. Now we just got to keep the conversation going so that we can really boost this industry back up to where it was before COVID struck. So thank you guys for stopping by. I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.